Welcome, money finders, enriching the lives of people you touch. 10 ways to make your money work for you. Everyone knows the best way to make money is to let your money work for you. But what does that actually mean? How can you make it happen? And how much money do you need before you can get it to work for you? If you want to know the answers to these questions and a whole lot more, keep watching. We are going to show you how to make your money work for you, guaranteed. Let's get started. Money finders, the more subscribers we get again, the better and more content we can continue making. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Number 10. Choose credit cards with rewards you'll actually use. Using a credit card might not feel like putting your money to work, but choosing a card with rewards appropriate for your lifestyle. For example, airline miles cards aren't great for people interested in travel. Means each dollar you spend on your cards is doing double duty. As a financial planner, we don't like that. But if you have the cash flow and predictability in your budget and you can pay off your bill every month, there are great credit cards out there. Says Gold. If you have credit card debt, this strategy isn't for you. The key to making your money work with your card is being able to pay off your bill in full every month. Number 9. Store it in retirement accounts. Retirement accounts such as 401ks and IRAs are investment accounts, meaning your savings are invested in the market and have the potential to grow exponentially. The key is to get money in a 401k, says Gold. Save as much as possible to have your money work for you tax efficiently and to get money in the markets. The first bucket outside of the emergency fund is the 401k up to the match if your employer provides one. You don't want to give away free money. After that, Gold explains, you'll want to put money in an IRA or a Roth IRA. Another good tool people don't think about are HSAs, he says, referring to the savings accounts for which people with high deductible health insurance coverage are eligible. If you sock money away in an HSA, you don't lose it. And whenever you have healthcare costs, you can pull the money out and not pay taxes on it. When you turn 65, it turns into an IRA and you don't get penalized for using it for other costs. You can pay Medicare costs and long-term care premiums. Number 8. Passive income. Another way to make your money work for you is to establish some passive or relatively passive income streams for yourself. Here are a few ideas. Annuities. If you fork over a hefty sum to a good insurance company for an immediate fixed annuity, it will pay you a certain sum for the rest of your life. The sum will depend on your age and interest rates, among other things. Residual and royalty income. You might take photos and have them available for a fee at sites such as shutterstock.com or iStockPhoto.com. Similarly, you can create and upload designs at sites such as Zazzle.com and cavepress.com, where people can buy them imprinted on shirts, mugs, and so on. Similarly, if you write an ebook, which can be as short as 6,000 or so words, you might find that people are interested in buying it, perhaps through Amazon.com's direct publishing service. You might also sell designs for wedding invitations on Etsy or elsewhere. Rent out space. You could take in a full-time boarder or just rent out an extra room with a service such as Airbnb.com or HomeAway.com. If you do so for just 20 nights a year and charge $100 per night, that's $2,000 in pre-tax income. If your home is in a desirable spot, maybe you can rent out the whole house for just 2 weeks in the summer, charging $2,000 per week and collecting $4,000. Refinance your mortgage. If you're making monthly mortgage payments of $1,800 now and can reduce that to $1,500 per month by refinancing your home at a lower interest rate, you'll keep $300 in your pocket each month. Take closing costs into account though. If you plan to stay in your home long enough to more than break even, refinancing is well worth it. Get a reverse mortgage. Reverse mortgages have some downsides, such as often removing your ability to leave your home to loved ones, but they are perfect for some retirees who really need income. A reverse mortgage is essentially a loan based on your home's equity, with the amount borrowed not having to be repaid until you die, sell your home, or stop living in it. Perhaps because you moved to a nursing home. At that time, the home can be sold to cover the debt, or your heirs can pay it off and keep the home. Number 7. Target date funds. A target date fund is a fund offered by an investment company that aims to grow assets over a particular period. The collection of assets within a target date fund is automatically rebalanced and reinvested as time goes on, so it requires very little effort on your part. As the name suggests, investors typically use a target date fund to reach a specific goal by a specific date, such as retirement or a child reaching college age. A fund's portfolio manager uses the specified time to craft their investment strategy and ideally meet the investment return objective by the end date. These type of funds are popular with investors looking for an automatic hands-off to save long-term. You can sign up for a target date fund online with a provider like Vanguard or Fidelity, but keep in mind that every fund has its own set target date. You should choose one that will mature at the right time, as early withdrawals typically trigger a penalty. For example, if you're planning on retiring around 2050, you might choose the Vanguard Target Retirement 2050 Fund. Number 6. Certificate of Deposit, CDs, and money market accounts. To get better rates of return than you from bank savings accounts, you can park your greenbacks in certificates of deposit, CDs, or money market accounts, which tend to offer somewhat better rates. The catch is simply that you're supposed to leave your CD money invested for the full term or pay an early withdrawal penalty. Number 5. Get out of debt. When you are in debt, you pay more than the cost of the original purchase. You also have to make interest payments that can substantially cut into your income. Debt means your money isn't working for you. It's going towards paying that interest. It creates a financial burden and limits the choices that you can make. Paying off debt, by contrast, allows you to take that money and redirect it toward the things that are important to you. You can put it towards other financial goals, such as saving for education, creating a retirement fund, traveling, or improving your living situation. You can start a business. You can begin investing in it, allowing you to grow your wealth and create more financial stability and independence. If you have a lot of debt and are feeling overwhelmed, you can use the snowball method to control the debt repayment process. Number 1. Pay only the minimum payment on all your debts except the smallest one. Number 2. Put whatever extra money you have toward paying off the smallest debt. Number 3. Once it's paid off, move on to the next smallest. As you pay off your smaller debts, you'll have more money available to pay off your larger debts. This momentum helps you focus your efforts and get out of debt more quickly. Number 4. Create an emergency fund. Surprises are scary when you do not have control of your finances. An unexpected car repair, a medical procedure, a job loss, or any other financial emergency can quickly send you spiraling into new or more debt, wiping out any progress you've made towards taking control of your money. Creating an emergency fund is another way to make your money work for you, because it means you have planned for surprises. If an emergency does come up, you can put the money in your fund to work and regain control of the situation. Building an emergency fund can take time. Ideally, you should save the equivalent of 3 to 6 months worth of income, but every little bit you can set aside will help. If you're still paying off debt or don't have much wiggle in your room budget, set aside whatever you can in a surprise expense category in your budget. At the end of the month, transfer whatever it is in this category to a separate savings account. Put your emergency savings in a high-yield savings account, which will earn more interest than a regular savings or checking account. This means that the money you save will make money while it's sitting in your bank account. If your bank doesn't offer high-yield accounts or you live in a rural area without a bank, look for online banking options to open an account. Once you're out of debt or have more money free in your budget, you can set up larger recurring contributions to grow your emergency fund even faster. Number 3, develop a budget. It is something we've all heard a million times before, but how many of us actually have and stick to a personal budget? If you're guilty of being in the dark about your incomes and outgoings, putting together a budget is one of the best ways to start taking control of your finances. In a nutshell, a budget shows you if you're spending more or less than you can afford. It also helps you direct your money to where it matters most, so you can stay on top of bills, pay down debt, and start putting money towards your future goals. What should I include in my budget? Your budget should summarize all your living expenses so you can compare your total spend against your take-home pay. Cut out or reduce any unnecessary expenses and figure out a reasonable savings plan. Typical expenses to consider include fixed expenses, which include rent or mortgage payments, phone and internet, childcare costs, insurance, vehicle registration, debt payments. Variable expenses, which include utilities like electricity and gas, food and groceries, medical costs, vehicle running costs and transport, education expenses. Discretionary expenses, which include entertainment, eating out, shopping, sports and recreation, or personal care items. There's a wide range of free budget planning tools online and apps like Mint and You Need a Budget. Make it easy to track your spending at any time. Otherwise, you can kick it old school with a simple spreadsheet. Number 2, real estate. Your dollars can also be productive for you through real estate. If you buy a home with a mortgage, you'll be building equity in the home over time. As long as the home's value doesn't fall, if the home's value appreciates, presto, even more value for you. Real estate isn't the sure thing that many people think it is though. Yes, plenty of people do well with it, but overall, it's not as powerful as a wealth builder as stocks. According to Yale economist and housing expert Robert Shiller's extensive data, spanning 100 years from 1890 to 1990, the value of American homes, adjusted for inflation, didn't really rise much at all over the entire century. Home values have risen since 1990, but from 1890 to 2018, the inflation-adjusted value of homes merely doubled roughly, and 128 years is a long time to wait for a doubling in value. Over the past 20 years, home values have grown by about 4% annually on average, but that's pre-inflation. Inflation's long-term average is about 3% per year, reducing that 4% annual gain to an average around 1%. That's just an average too. Many homes in various places in the US have actually lost value over both short and long periods. It's best to think of the home you can buy as a valuable property in which to live, not as your road to riches. Think twice about making money as a landlord too, as that can also offer mere returns and a lot of headaches. Number 1, dividend-paying stocks. Dividend-paying stocks can be even more appealing than non-payers, as they offer a 1-2 punch, both stock price appreciation and dividend income. And keep in mind that healthy and growing companies tend to increase their dividend payouts over time too. Spread $100,000 across a bunch of dividend payers with an average overall yield of 4%, and you'll be looking at an annual income of around $4,000. Each of these invested dollars will be sending you $0.04 every year, and over time that is likely to become $0.05, $0.07, or $0.10 and more. Years down the road, you may well be collecting $10,000 annually from your initial $100,000 investment, and those shares will likely have grown in value too if they were in solid businesses. Bonus tip: peer-to-peer lending. Peer-to-peer lending works by matching people who have money to invest with people who are looking for a loan. Sites like Upstart, Funding Circle, Prosper, and others act as online marketplaces for peer-to-peer lending and make it easy for investors to connect with borrowers. When it comes to returns, peer-to-peer lending can be profitable, particularly for those who are willing to take on more risk. Investors are paid a certain amount of interest on their loans, with the highest rates given to borrowers who are seen as the highest credit risk. Depending on the loan and rates, returns typically range from 5 to 12%. Money finders, we hope you have enjoyed this video. Keep the discussion going in the comment section. Find us on all social media platforms. Like and subscribe to support our channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye.